Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Friday. It's your girl, KaylaJolynn, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I created this channel in order to document my journey of God telling me to quit my job. So here I am. And if you haven't watched that video yet, I'll link it below. It's literally titled, God Told Me to Quit My Job, and it's the full-length video. So check it out. However, quitting your job doesn't just happen overnight. It's not like, I just woke up one morning and quit my job. It was definitely a gradual process where God was kind of slowly, leading me to this point. But as I was sitting and thinking about it, I was kind of reflecting on a couple things that I noticed God used to guide me along my journey. As I stepped out on faith, there were just certain things that stood out about how he guided me. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. Maybe it'll help somebody. I wrote them down over here. So if you see me looking off, that's what I'm looking at. So number one, he piques your curiosity. It seems so small, but it's a huge thing. He piques your curiosity and he'll start to have you asking yourself, what if there's something more? What if, my life won't look exactly how I plan things out? What if there's a bigger picture for my life? And that curiosity is kind of exciting too. When you start to think about that, I don't know, you just get, at least for me, I get a little excited. So he'll pique your curiosity. For me, that was a shift between me just knowing that dentistry was the end all be all to really kind of allowing myself to think outside the box and say, well, maybe there's something else, maybe there's something more for me to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is he puts an impression on you. It's it's a sense that something has shifted. It's not anything super loud and obvious. It's usually real subtle, but it's just this inner knowing that something has changed, something in the atmosphere has shifted. And for me, that came through with my office when they acquired a new building. When we first went to check it out, that's when I first kind of got this impression that I wasn't going to be a part of that next shift or that next, chapter. But again, it wasn't anything super obvious. It was just something on the inside that I felt. But the key is that feeling never went away. That subtle impression stayed with me. And that's key too. That's a key fact. Number 3, he piques your interest. Okay, he piques your interest. God knows what you like. He knows the desires of your heart because he put them there, okay? So he'll start to play on that. He will put things directly in your path that he knows are going to stand out to you. He knows that it's going to pique your interest and get you kind of wondering about that thing. For me specifically, he kind of started putting artists in my path. And it was funny because the common thread between most of these artists is that they were Christian. And within a year or so, they had recently become full-time artists. So I just thought that was really cool too. But it was just funny to me that a lot of the people I began to follow online had that same, same kind of background, same kind of story. And then it made me start thinking about my own artistic ability and my God-given DNA. I've always been good at art. It's been in me since I was a kid. I always got complimented on my artwork. I always was able to pick up, things quickly when it came to art or just things that I do with my hands. I was good at it. But I never really did anything with it. I did paint or draw or whatever when it was something that I wanted to do or something that inspired me. But it was mainly just for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. But as he started piquing my interest, I started thinking, what if my artistic ability literally has something to do with my purpose? That if somehow it's tied together with what God is calling me to do, just what if? Number 4, he gives you favor in the area that he's calling you to, in the area that he's leading you. He'll start to give you favor in that area. For me, again, with art, every time I went to the art supply store, there was some type of crazy discount going on. I would get such wild discounts on my canvases, on paint supply, just on everything. The very first time I decided to go to the art store, I think I went to Joann's, and I was just going to look. I really wasn't going to buy anything. I was like, let me just check it out, see what they got in here. I go in and they have these like huge canvases on sale for 70% off. And these canvases are usually $100, per canvas. They were on sale for $20, okay? Nothing but God, nothing but favor. The people that worked there were giving me favor, like everything was just lining up, and that happened so many times. He'll give you favor with the people that are tied to the thing that he's drawing you to as well. And on top of that favor, he also gives you the grace to embrace the uncomfortability of something new. He's giving you the grace. He's giving you this encouragement to keep you going and keep you motivated along the way. As you get favor in this area, it literally, at least for me, it just kept fueling me on. It was like, okay, so I am on the right track. So I am going the way God is leading me. So I kept up with it. And the fifth thing he does is he confirms his word. And this fifth thing is actually the biggest thing. He confirms his word with the word. So you have to read his word. If you're not in the Bible, if you're not reading what he's saying to you, then you're missing out on all of this, because everything that you're trying to do, every step out on faith you're trying to make is going to stem from the word. Everything flows from that. So if you're not reading it, you're missing out on what God is trying to tell you or where he's trying to lead you. And you won't be able to gauge what you're supposed to do or not supposed to do properly, because it's all just coming from you. God speaks to us all the time, but the way we'll hear him is through his word. He'll also use pastors to speak his word or confirm his word. He'll use the prophetic words spoken at just the right time to confirm his word. And when I tell you, when this stuff happens, it will blow your mind. I'm telling you, like for me, God's been blowing my mind on a consistent basis in this whole season, this whole process. Like the way stuff lines up, is nothing but God, and he does that continually in this season to keep you following, to keep you taking another step, so I just love it. But that is like, that's a big one, heavy on the confirm it with his word. Okay. So those are the 5 things that I came up with. Again, the list is not exhaustive. God uses many ways to talk to us and many ways to guide us. But those are just 5 of the things that I noticed along, this journey and this season that I'm in. And I figured I'd share it with you guys in hopes that it helps, Like I said, this is just a little insight, a little piece of encouragement, a little bit of sharing that I wanted to do in hopes that it helps you with your faith walk, helps you and encourages you to keep going, because this faith walk, it ain't for the faint of heart. It is not easy. Okay. It's exciting. It's fun. It's invigorating, but it's not easy to have faith in something you don't see, to have faith when you can't see the bigger picture. But when I tell you God has it under control, he has it under control. You just have to give him the space to do so. So I'm going to leave you with this verse from Isaiah 43:19. It says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert." Like, God is doing a new thing in this season, and you just got to be ready, and not just ready. You have to be ready and willing, because he's not going to force it on you. But you have to be willing to change, willing to shift, and willing to step out on faith. All right, y'all, that's all I got for y'all on this Faith Walk Friday. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you later.